Hi, everyone. This is Heidi from the Genius Paradigm. I just wanted to reach out and share some ideas about homeschooling. I know a lot of you out there are homeschooling for the first time and didn't, might not feel completely at ease with it. I've been homeschooling for almost 2 decades. I have 5 boys, 4 of which have already graduated from high school, actually 3 of which have already graduated from college. Anyway, I've been doing it a long time, and I'm hoping that maybe I can share some ideas with you so that you won't have the learning curve that I did, because you most likely won't be doing it as long as I've been doing it, and that's good. I just want to help you have the most positive experience for both you and your kids while you are doing it. So when I first started homeschooling, I really tried to do school at home. School at home, what I mean by that is, we had our little table and we all sat at the table and we did math first thing. And then after that, we did our language arts and I filled up an entire day and these poor kids. I had a seven-year-old and 2 kindergartners. And that only lasted about a month. And then I was already burnt out, and I definitely was not making it fun for my kids. Um, I I had to stop. I had to change and do a few things differently. At one point I was, well, I taught my kindergartners how to, you know, write in cursive right away, as well as doing Latin. And yeah, it just was a little bit too much with everything else as well. So anyway, I just wanted to share a few things with you so that you don't get burnt out. You don't have time to get burnt out on this. And there's there's about 5 things, 5 tips I wanted to give you that will help you with your homeschooling to make it the best that it can be in the short time that you have to do it. So anyway, the first thing I wanted to say is just read. Have your kids read. And then most of all, read to them. Even if you have big kids, read to them. Find a good book and read to them. I'll never forget one year I had all 5 kids in school, they were at least born, and we I read to them. I read um, Count of Monte Cristo to them, and we still talk about that sometimes. And um, I was really surprised how my older kids, even though they could very easily have read the book on their own, they didn't want to. They really enjoyed that time together where we would read a few chapters and then talk about it and think about it. And then, topics from it would come up at the dinner table at night. And it was just a really nice time. It's also really fun to, give them the opportunity to read what they want, not just what is assigned at school. Teachers in this classroom, they can't really have as much flexibility as you can at home. So let them read what they want and whenever they want, and really make that special for them. Another tip I wanted to share is how wonderful games are and how educational they are. I've worked with one company, Math Inspirations. And Math Inspirations, Emily at Math Inspirations shared a link. I got years ago a book from them of math games, and they're just simple games. If you have a deck of cards, you can use those. They use dice, things that you have around the house. Most of the games are through that, but they're just math games, and they're fun math games. She also she shared with me this link to this book that if you'd like to buy, it's just a download. It's reasonably priced, and it's I've used it and shared some of the games in many different venues, both in a classroom setting as well as just with kids at home, and they all loved it. They all had a really good time, and there's some for little kids as all the way up. So so that's really nice. But she also shared with me a couple of math games and logic games that she just was willing to just give away, and those will be posted in my on my website. So if you want to go there, you can go there. I'll put links in the comments. Anyway, so games, it's not just for math, although you can do math all over the place, but the game of life. Kids learn so much from that. Monopoly. Then there's, apples to apples. There's so many different games that can teach all kinds of things. One of my favorites that I actually use in my personal finance and in my economics classes that I teach is Settlers of Catan. I have a sequence where I'll teach Settlers of Catan, and then we do Monopoly, and then we do Cash Flow 101, which Cash Flow 101 is a fantastic game. If you ever have the opportunity to play it, I highly recommend it. It's definitely more for the high schoolers, and it can be an expensive game. So, but it's a fun game, and it's teaching about life. But there's so many other fun games. I know when my youngest was little, I would take out a card deck, and we would just throw the cards all up in the air, and then we would gather them all up, and then we would find all the black ones. We would find all the red ones. And then once we had done that, we would look at the different suits, and we would say, okay, where are all the hearts? Let's match all the hearts, and you can do so many different things just with a deck of cards. You could do a memory game. You can, anyway, just let your mind go wild. There's lots of different things. So the third thing I want to share is, you probably are getting this already, is make learning fun. Make it fun. You only have your kids home for a little while. I mean, even if it's a couple months, which I don't think it's going to be that long, but even if it's just a couple months, make it fun for you and for them. Let them, let them find things that they want to learn about. Also, the number four thing is find learning opportunities in your everyday life. Have your kids help you cook if you need to. Have them double the recipe, and that'll be their math. Have them, depending on their age, have them just read the recipe to you, or find the different ingredients. For the older kids, have them help you budget. Share the financial challenges of everybody being at home with them, and have them help you solve that. Give them some real life opportunities to use the education that they already have. But the learning opportunities are all over the place. They're in the grocery store. They're in the backyard. Start a garden. Gardens are great, and they're something that you can reap the benefits later on. But the most important thing that I would suggest, or my last suggestion, is help your kids find their genius. And what I mean by that is give them the opportunity to really dive in to what they really want to learn. Give them that freedom. This can be kind of a scary time. People are thinking things and sharing things on the news and hearing things from other people and from all over the place that can really get kids afraid. And turn them away from that and have them find things that they're excited to learn about and that they want to learn. And it just might be that one thing that they want to eventually share with the world. I see their genius as being that gift, that passion, that excitement that you have for something. And it doesn't have to be just one thing, it can be many, but that excitement that you want to share with the world and, help change the world, make the world a better place for it. It could be playing with your dog and learning more about animals. It could be um, learning about the political system. It could be anything. The sky's the limit. And this is your opportunity to give your kids the freedom to dig deep into that and get excited about that. So anyway, these are just a few of my ideas. I hope that they help someone. And I will be posting more ideas. Please check my website, www.geniusparadigm.com, for more ideas and for links to some of the things that I've talked about already. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week. If you have any questions, please post. I would love to find out what questions you have so I can better serve you and help you with what you are feeling challenged by during this time. So I wish you well and have a great day. Bye.